What's up, y'all? It's been a little while. It's been a little while indeed. So I'm back, and the reason it took me so long. In fact, let me actually remove this from the document name. All right. It's been a while because I was actively fixing and rewriting a bunch of TMs. This is not covering that in depth because this is a video about Kangaskhan, but I will quickly just, for those of you who are like listening to these in live time, I ended up swapping out. I ended up adding play rough and takedown DMs because oh crap. This has to be 110. Hold on. I just realized. How did I just notice that? I literally did these like a while ago. Hold on. Sorry, y'all. I'll talk while I do it. But yeah, a lot of ones are getting this by level up. Same play rough, and I figured, you know what? I may as well make it a TM with the other two recoil moves. The other two, I wouldn't say weaker because they're not weak, but like lower base power compared to the other recoils, because where the hell is this shade of God? You know what I hate about cheats, man? You can't remove colors from your thing when you're done with them. You cannot. They will always add on to each other, so it's really annoying. But so I'm still a bit sick, y'all, for those of you who are hearing me sniffle and shit. Sorry about that. But yeah, let me also fix this in the whole doc, the whole sheet, I mean. Yeah, and this is all of this stuff. If you guys are ever like looking at what I'm looking at and you're wondering where I'm seeing this, this is all located on the actual sheet. Like all of it. So you can just look at those little tabs and it shows you all that stuff. But excuse me, y'all. I'm really congested. So yeah, Kangaskhan is super. Well, why are these slightly too dark? I just noticed that was bothering me as well. There we go. And it looked off. All right. So yeah, I went back and I added or removed play rough from the level ups and gave it to them by TM. So now most mons get like takedown as coverage, and then also I went back and removed close combat from a few mons like Blastoise and other mons because it was kind of like level 1 Eradicate, all that kind of stuff, just because it was kind of a reach on them, and I thought now that they have takedown, they don't like Persian, all that stuff. Not because they don't need it anymore. And again, a lot of other mons got close combat, like especially in Genie with the TM, like fucking Buffalon and Tauros and freaking Sharpedo and a bunch of other random crap. Absol already got it. Arcanine already got it. So like it's not like mons that are bipedal or sorry quadrupedal can't get it. But I would say they have to have some sort of like either fighting spirit or like aggressive tendencies or have like some sort of weapons or I don't know how to explain it. It's more of a case-by-case thing, but I ended up removing it from a couple, and then I added takedown and play rough to a bunch of mons, so now a bunch of mons get those really good moves for coverage. And that kind of changes a few things with a couple of mons, but it's mostly just added coverage. So nothing huge. With that out of the way, here's Kangaskhan. As you guys know, Mega Kangaskhan was absolutely broken, and Gen 7 they nerfed it. They nerfed the parental bond, which is now expertise. As of right now, Kangaskhan is the only one with the cannot speak English. Kangaskhan is the only mon with expertise, but rest assured that it will not be the only mon. Trust me. So it's a great ability, as you guys know. Even though it's nerfed to 25%, it still has so many advantages. Not to mention a 25% boost flat on your moves is great, anyways. So I'm gonna cover a couple of things that might seem odd. I guess I'll start with the ability. So I have 3 things I want to address first and foremost before I can get to the nitty-gritty of the viability. Number 1, mixed Mega Kangaskhan. Number 2, maybe the abilities might seem weird. And number 3, the fact that Kangaskhan is so strong. I doubt that will bother people at this point, knowing all the other stuff, but I just wanted to quickly say, I have been making it so that every single Pokemon with a Mega does not need the Mega. Oh, so sorry. It's hard to speak when I'm trying to freaking clear my throat and shit all the time. Yeah, so I ended up going back and making all the Pokemon with Megas have much better stats, much better abilities, that kind of thing, just so they can stand on their own. You are not like, not only are you not required to use a Mega, but they're also good until you get the Mega Stones, because I haven't officially decided, but most of them will be relatively late. I'd say the earliest ones would be like Mimikyu type era, Mimikyu around there, and Plumeria Mimikyu fight, and then the later ones will be like before the league, like some of the pseudo legend, some of the pseudo Mega Stones and that kind of stuff. And that's not a bad thing, because those mons are great on their own. You don't need the Mega, you know. They're balanced with the Megas in mind, of course, but they don't need it to function. So Kangaskhan on its own is just a great solid Pokemon. It's got a much bigger attack stat because here I'll cover a couple of things. So also I'll quickly address the special tag stat. It's literally only because, well, two reasons. Number one, okay, I'll talk about the actual reason, and then I'll talk about like the justification, logic, reach that you can do to justify it. So the main reason is literally just because I needed the base stat total, because I wanted Kangaskhan to have this many stats at least. I don't think anything lower than this would be reasonable. Maybe like 85 speed, 85 defense, but that's like, I don't know, it feels kind of lame, you know. Then I guess I could have like min-maxed Kangaskhan special attack been like 30. So that would be like what, 505 base stat total, and then Mega can just be 600. But it just feels kind of weird either way. And also, I think Mix is cool. It's not the biggest reach. I mean, a lot of random normal types have special attack stats for no reason, and I think maybe you could just justify it with like, I don't know, the power of love, maternal love, whatever the fuck. It doesn't Mega evolution energy. It doesn't matter, man. It's not like they're winning any awards, but I think having an extra little baby attacker could make their special decks that good. So, and also, I don't know, she's like blissfully happy with her spirits. I don't know. It's a reach, but it's mostly just for the stat distribution because I didn't want anything else to go higher because I need any higher stats than these was weird. I felt like Entre's Def was also too high on the Mega because a lot of Pokemon had like weirdly high Spidef stats, or like when they want to make a Pokemon bulky, they give it equal defenses when in reality, like an armored fucking dinosaur looking thing, kangaroo dinosaur thing with like these big armored plates and rough skin, like should totally be physically bulkier than special. So that's the logic there. So yeah, other things, Intimidate on the pre-Mega. I'll talk about the logic first, and then I'll eventually get into the actual strategic stuff, because trust me, there is so much stuff that is not immediately apparent here with these guys. It's really fucking cool. So Intimidate, I mean, it literally, I believe it literally says word for word they intimidate. If not, then yeah, it intimidates its opponents with quick jabs. That is literally all I need to say. But also, I mean, it's this giant 7-foot tall monster that will defend its baby with its life. So I think that fits perfectly fine for Intimidate, and you know, mama monster intimidates the foes. So that fits very well. And something cool is that basically both Mega and pre-Mega have it, but it's not double Intimidate, because I had considered that for a while, but it actually is kind of shit. Because it's not shit, it's just a lot more underwhelming, and also that would make the other set of abilities overpowered, because it would be double offensive abilities and they would stack and it would become a huge boost, versus Intimidate is literally just, so one Intimidate drop is a minus 1/3, right? Two Intimidate drops is minus 1/2. So basically you're dropping their attack stat by 50% with two Intimidates, you're dropping their attack stat by 30% with one, or 33% with one Intimidate. So it's not even that big of an advantage. It's a 27% boost, which is good. Don't get me wrong, like it would be much bulkier with that, but it wouldn't be practical, because one ability just lowers their attack stat while the other ability gives it plus one attack or special attack and then another 20% boost and makes their moves hit twice. Like that's broken in combination. If I had Instinct turn into Expertise with these stats, it would be way too strong. And the last thing we need is make Kangaskhan to be overpowered, and it's not, thankfully, in this hack, because of the sheer volume of just other strong shit that there is now. Like, it's nothing remarkable, but it's still amazing, don't get me wrong. It's very good, as I'm going to get into in a second. So pre-Mega, like I said, very viable, very good, very bulky. I mean, 105, 90, 80 as a pure normal is very great with Intimidate. It can run Assault Vest, it can run bulkier sets. 90 base speed is good. I kept that speed because, I mean, she can run whatever. So she's a good speed stat. You can use that with Scarf, you can use that with Agility, you can use that with late game they get Dragon Ants, and you guys might be thinking it's overpowered. You only have 2 PP on it. You can only get +2, which is plenty. That's really all you need to just kill shit, to be honest. But you know, a lot of things can put a hole in that plan to just click Dragon Ants. Not as easy you would think in a hack, trust me. I know I don't have any references to the trainer docs now because I'm gonna be doing that after launch changes are done, but trust me, it's not going to be as easy as you'd think to just click it. But again, if you're using your resources, and you can maybe try setting up a sub, or debuffing an opponent to set up, or disabling their taunt somehow, or that's, you could say, let's say for example, a cool thing you can do with base Kangaskhan is like Z moves is a big deal over Mega. So not only can you just use Z moves with so base Kangaskhan is not that much weaker than Mega. In fact, it's actually stronger in theory if you run a Life Orb, because Expertise's boost is 25% versus Life Orb's boost is 30%. Actually, I'm gonna have to do the math on that. I think actually Mega would eke it out a little bit. Let's do the math. 130 at max hits 394. 394 times 1.25. Okay, so that's Mega Kangaskhan's attack with Expertise maxed out. Oh god. And let's check. Come on, dude. Hate this. Let's check. Pre-mega with a life orb boost, so 372 times 1.3. Gotta duplicate this. I don't know the number. I believe. Okay, very minor difference, like a 10 stat difference, so it's not really that much weaker at all. And of course, you get item freedom. And again, Choice Band is stronger for sure. Choice Band is 100% stronger. Yeah, 558 versus 492. But of course, that is the obvious downside of locking you into your moves. But some really cool things you can do is a Z-Roar, for example. Not Roar, here we go. What that does, it's plus 4 priority. It has 1 PP, so it can use this once, but it's essentially a guaranteed +2 attack, no matter what. So not only does it bypass taunt because it's priority, and also Z-moves bypass taunt in general, but it's also forcing them out. So, for example, if there's a taunt lead and you want to set up against it, usually it's very difficult to do that because there's no more mental herb available to the player. I think there might be one singular mental herb that you can pick out, but I haven't made them purchasable. I may make them purchasable post game, but this is nothing to worry about right now. Point is, in the main game, there's no mental herbs besides a very limited supply, so you got to really plan out when you use it. And the good thing about that is you just get 3+2 attack, 3+2, and you swap them out, you completely ruin the lead of the opponent, and that could end up worse for you. You could totally roar something in that can kill you, but it might be better than roaring in something. So it might be better than trying to set up against the lead, because a lot of the leads have anti-setup stuff that makes it very difficult to set up against them. And setup in general is pretty late in the game, besides like the earlier ones like Agility, Home Claws, boosting attacks. The strong ones like SD, Bulk Up, and DD are late game, as they should be. Nasty Plot as well, which might seem weird, but I mean, honestly, weirder shit gets Nasty Plot. This is a mean, angry mommy. She could totally get angry and start thinking bad things and get stronger. And it's mostly just because I think mixed special Mega Kangaskhan is cool. And I will get into that in just a second, I promise. I just wanted to cover the base Kangaskhan first. So you have Z-Roar, and you have other random shit. You can always use like Focus Sash or Assault Vest. Assault Vest makes you much bulkier than base Mega Kangaskhan. It's always useful, is my point. So you don't need the Mega. In fact, you'll be running without the Mega relatively frequently, but there's a lot of benefits to Mega. Another thing I want to touch on is Instinct. As for the logic of Instinct, I think Motherly Instinct, Maternal Instincts, just being a big mommy, I mean, it fits very well, in my opinion. It's kind of a general ability, which is why I picked the name, because it makes sense for the effect, it makes sense for a lot of Pokemon, and it fits this case as well, so that's why I picked the name. And what that does, so typically I give Instinct to mixed attackers only, because it's download, and you guys know how Genesect, I mean, Genesect is OP for other reasons, but one of the main reasons was download, and also Genesect would not be OP in its current state anyways in this hack because of all the power levels and stuff. But my point is that Instinct is not typically given to Pokemon with bad special attack or attack. It's usually given to mixed attackers, but since Mega Kangaskhan is technically mixed, it works. And also, I really had to plan out all of the pure normal types. In fact, there was only a little bit of overlap with pure normal types in terms of Kangaskhan. I believe Ambipom will be getting expertise as an ability, because hitting twice with the 2 little hands makes 2 little tails makes sense. And then I believe Ursaring will be getting Intimidate, but those are the only pure normal types who have one ability that overlaps with one of the Kangaskhan members. And that is very good considering how many pure normal types there are remaining. And of course, a lot of them are getting retyped and getting new types, but a lot of them will be staying pure normal type, and so I really had to plan that out. And I'll keep those secret for now, but just rest assured that's the only overlap. And all of the other ones have very unique stuff. So like I said, usually Instinct is given so that way either your attack or special attack getting boosted is useful, and that's not technically untrue, because if you use Instinct into Intimidate, so basically you can switch in Kangaskhan, get the Instinct boost, and then Mega Evolve and get Intimidate, so you can then get the bulk from the pre-Mega Intimidate, but with the Instinct boost. And that makes more sense to me than just giving Kangaskhan base only Intimidate and then running Instinct or Expertise. It doesn't work out better. This way it works out best, so trust me, I considered a lot of other options, and this is the best outcome. The only other things I considered was like Berserk, but that's really mid on them, only because base Kangaskhan is not special. And also, they already had a great special move pool. I didn't even have to add anything. I added almost nothing. Especially, they just got all those great special moves already. Literally everything they could ask for. They got Elemental Coverage, Shadow Ball, Solar Beam, the Elemental Beams, all that crap. They got it already, so they don't got to worry about anything else. And of course, physically, they get amazing coverage too. They have really good coverage pretty much for hitting almost. I think they actually have every type in the game. I could be wrong. I don't think they're missing any type. I'm almost 99% sure they have every type in the game, so that's really useful. A lot of Pokemon have that now, though, which is funny to think about. But yeah, the main issue is 4 move slot syndrome. But the beauty is, as the player, you can just plan out your move slots and tailor your TMs and tutors and level up moves to, you know, make the most of what you got. That being said, you can. So the good thing about Instinct is with Trainer Docs, you can guarantee which attack boost you're getting. Because it might seem inconsistent, you know, oh, you're either getting special attack, which is technically useless on base Kangaskhan, which it is. On base Kangaskhan is definitely useless because you're not really going to be running special sets with 40 attack and 120, 40 special attack, 120 attack. But you are taking advantage of the fact that you can force the attack boost. Essentially, you can look at what's in front of you and say, oh, well, actually, let me send my Kangaskhan in on a. Let's just scroll until we find a Pokemon with lower defense. Okay, Blissey. Send your Kangaskhan on a Blissey or Happiny or not Happiny, Chansey or something. Chansey or Blissey, right? Boom, you're guaranteed that you're gonna get that attack boost. Same thing goes for. I don't know. I mean, freaking like if you're fighting one of these mons and they have equal, I think it's a 50-50, I believe. Although I could be wrong. I think it might. Let's see. If they're equal. Wait. Really? Attack. Wait. Okay, yeah, I was right. So it does increase. I had a feeling it increased special attack. So that is a little bit of a downside, but it's not a huge one. Again, you can still guarantee you're getting the attack boost. And I guess technically on average, you'd be getting the special attack boost slightly more, considering a lot of mons have equal defenses now. Like a lot of the frailer mons have slightly equal. But, I mean, really, you can just use it when you plan on using it smartly. That did not make sense English. It's hard. Point being, you can force the attack boost, all right? And with 120 base attack and a +1 attack boost on switching, I mean, that's fucking like, I mean, that's Zacian. Obviously, Zacian has the typing and the speed stat and the 170 attack, so I'm exaggerating. But the fact of just, I mean, that's the same exact stat as base Genesect in the vanilla games, and we know how strong base Genesect was. So, like, Kangaskhan is very strong. It has priority, quick attack, and sucker punch, both of which are great. Also, has shockwave, I guess, on the special side if you want to do that. Super strong. But that out of the way. Oh, and first impression, but that does count because it can use like CB Instinct first impression sets or something, or U-turn out or whatever. With a Instinct and U-turn is a great combo as well. Instinct and Parting Shot, Intimidate and Parting Shot, very good utility moves. Leer, Scary Face, Z-Me first gives +2 attack and steals their move that they're about to use Stronger, which is really strong. I forget if Me First cancels out their move, but either way, using their move faster than they will with +2 attack and 50% more power. I mean, that's huge. Very, very good move. Very strong move. Now we can get into the actual really, really cool shit. So yes, like I said, they get all this coverage, which is all great. Base Kangaskhan super strong, but Mega Kangaskhan with expertise, I mean, Parental Bond was already great. Even with the nerf, it was still really good because you can use Power Up Punch and all that stuff. But, oh man, trust me, there is more to it now. So I'm going to split up the expertise benefits into different tiers. So like it says on the sheet there, if you guys read it, there's the obvious benefit of hitting twice, which means you bypass. Say I want to use fucking, I don't know, arm or something, and then I'm fighting a rock type or something, and they're running a Choppleberry, right? Let's say I'm using Hammer Arm on a T-Tar and they have Choppleberry. First hit gets halved, second hit bypasses the Choppleberry, but it's weaker, but you're still getting a lot of extra damage there, 50% damage boost technically. If you count that the second hit ignores the berry. I believe it does. Let me actually confirm that as well. I'm like 89% sure that it ignores that. Hold on. Berry. What? Where's the there's something over here about a berry. I'm almost 99% sure that it bypasses the berry, the second hit. I'm almost 99% sure. If it doesn't, you definitely bypass Focus Sash. You definitely bypass Multi-Scale, that's for sure. Multi-Scale, Energy Shield, Focus Sash, Sturdy. All of those abilities you just completely ignore when it comes to the second hit. So you can like take something to their Sturdy and then kill them with the second hit. You can take something to their Sash, kill them with the second hit, which is great with like Belly Drum sets or Swords Dance sets because you can just completely ignore any anti-setup mons like with Sturdy. That's really useful. And then other beautiful things you can do. So that's the main benefit of expertise, but then you have the other obvious benefit, which is getting double effect chances. And of course, the 25% damage boost, which like I already covered is very strong with 130-90 offenses. The 25 damage boost is a big deal, but double effect chances. So that works with a lot of things, but the first one I'll talk about is boosting moves. So there are 100% boosting moves, and there are chanced boosting moves, which have higher chances now. So first I'll cover the moves that always boost your stats. So Kangaskhan has a lot of those, because I think it fits really well. So Seismic Toss boosts your accuracy, and also you get double your levels. So let's say you're level 100, you'll be getting 200 damage consistently, and you get +1 accuracy. So you'll be getting 200 damage and +2 accuracy. I mean, you're not really using it for the accuracy, but it's just a cool little thing I figured I'd mention. That's the weakest of them, obviously, in terms of boosting your stats. But then you have False Strike at level 18. And what that does is it's based off of false swipe, so it makes sure, so essentially you're never KOing the foe, but you're getting +1 attack and +1 accuracy. And with expertise, you're getting +2 attack and +2 accuracy. So that's 4 stat boosts just for using the move. And of course, Dragon coverage is not the greatest on a non-stab move. Dragon is great for stab, but otherwise it's very niche, which is why there's no Dragon TMs besides Dragon TMs, because it's just not a use, and there's a couple of tutors that I couldn't change. And also that's more useful because there's like Mega Launcher and the additional effect chance, and the fact that they're just strong moves, even if you're not getting stab or super effective on them, they're just good moves to have. And a lot of them have utility as well, like Breaking Swipe drops attack, Draco Jet is priority, Dragon Tail swaps them out, and it can't miss with Hustle. So a lot of the ones that get it aren't using it for the coverage, they're using it. A lot of the ones that aren't Dragon type that get it are using it for the utility of the move, not for the power or the stab, because they don't have stab. And that's no exception for False Strike. A lot of mons get False Strike that aren't Dragon, and all of them are taking advantage of the fact that it either doesn't miss with Hustle, boosts their own stats, or something like that. And in Kangaskhan's case, it's because of the, well, one, they have like this dragon-y vibe, and then two, it's because of the attack and accuracy. So when you use False Strike, you're getting +2 attack, +2 accuracy, and then you can just use inaccurate moves. So you can use, Kangaskhan doesn't have that many because a lot of moves are actually not really that inaccurate anymore because accuracy is dumb, and I like being able to bypass it with specific moves or items that I buffed. I buffed a lot of moves and items to boost accuracy. So, and accuracy in general is much more reliable. But you still have slightly inaccurate stuff like so Iron Tail is 110 base power, 10% miss chance. Gunk Shot 110 base power, 10% miss chance. Aqua Tail, Hell Thrust, and Zen Headbutt are 100 base power, 95% miss chance. So those are not really inaccurate, but they are slightly inaccurate to the point where it's nice to not have to worry about missing after using False Strike. Same thing goes with like Home Claws, I guess, if you want to use that, but you'd probably rather use Horde Stance or Bulk Up. But I mean, early game, Home Claws is nice before you get the boosts, other boosting moves. Oh, I think I forgot to give her Howl. Main reason is because I want the Power Trip. Howl plus Power Trip is cool, but other mons will have that combo, like Mightyena and shit, which is really strong, and like Lycan Rock, all that crap. I'm getting ahead of myself because Power Trip is something I want to cover at the end, because Power Trip is fucking insane on Mega Kangaskhan's expertise, but because I buffed it to boost attack. But again, getting ahead of myself. False Strike is good. Also, you have like Stone Edge and the more inaccurate stuff later game, like Megaton Kick is 90%, Power Whip, is 90%, Stone Edge is 85%. So slightly inaccurate stuff. Not the best. False Strike is mostly for the +2 attack, and I guess I'll talk about Power Trip now only because after False Strike, you have the obvious Power Up Punch, which is 50 base power +2 attack. Great move. I don't even have to say anything more. I gave them Charge Beam for the same logic, and also to make Mix even more viable because you get +2 special attack with Charge Beam, and it's also nice coverage, so that's cool. And then other guaranteed stat boosting moves, Smart Strike gives you 2 +2 accuracy. Not that that's really relevant, because after +1 accuracy, all your inaccurate moves are hitting anyways, because you don't have Hustle or anything, so not relevant. But beautiful thing is they have. Later on, they'll get Hold Back, which is the same thing as False Strike, but it's Fairy type, which is much better coverage for them because they're pretty normal type. They can hit fighting types and stuff, and other mons with Fairy moves, which is nice. And the beautiful thing with the fact that you get the accuracy boost isn't necessarily that you're actually not missing moves, it's mostly that you're getting 2 stat boosts, and that works with Power Trip. So, other move also is Raging Fury. That is the same power as Power Punch. However, if they hit you first, it becomes 100 base power, which is very strong. So if they're faster than you and they hit you first, you get 100 base power. Otherwise, you're getting 50, which is still good, and you get +2 attack with expertise. So that's very strong. And that works amazing in conjunction. All of these moves work amazing in conjunction with Power Trip. The way this works now is you will get, actually you can see the list of the moves here, and I'll cover them in a second, I promise. And in fact, let me move these up to the top. There we go, that's better. And I'll probably put the accuracy ones on the bottom, just to have it ordered more reasonably, I guess. I'm not sure. Sure, it doesn't matter. All right, so yeah, you've got Power Trip. So that's 20 base power flat, but it gets 20 base power for every singular stat boost you have, and it has +1 attack for each use of the move. So even if you have no other boosts, if you use Power Trip once with 20 base power, you get +1 attack, and then the next hit is 40 base power. Use it again, next hit 60 base power +2 attack. And then that's 3 PP. The main reason that's 3 PP is because there's a lot of mons that get stat boosting moves and omni boosting moves with Power Trip, which is fucking broken. And if I gave it more than 3 PP, you'd be able to sweep entire teams with it. So I like limiting that potential with Power Trip because you can only kill 3 mons at most, which is very, very fair. Trust me, it's fair. You're not gonna want to get steamrolled by Power Trip mons. Also, it kind of makes sense because they're kind of going like it's like a Power Trip. You know, you can't do that forever. You can only boost yourself so much with these moves. Same thing with stored power, but they don't get that, obviously. Belch could be kind of cool, but it doesn't fit that well in Kanga. Regardless, yeah, you get +1 attack. So with False Strike, I'm gonna use, or Hold Back. I'll use Hold Back for the late game example, right? With Hold Back, you're getting 4 stat boosts, so that's 20 base power, and you get 20 base power for each stat boost, so that's 100 base power. So you use Hold Back 1 time with expertise, +2 attack. So essentially, you're in with your Mega Kinga, right? You click Hold Back with expertise. You take, you hit them. You get +2 attack, +2 accuracy on the first turn. Second turn, you're getting Power Trip, right? You're clicking Power Trip second turn. That will become 100 base power off the first use because you're having 4 boosts, which becomes 100 base power. So that's 100 base power on the first Power Trip, and you get another +1 attack. That becomes 120, and your +3 attack. Then you use it again, and then your +4 attack, and then you're 140 base power, and then the last Power Trip would be 160 base power, and you'd be at like +5 attack. So you can really just steamroll through mons. And then you have your other moves. Hold Back hits is decent coverage. Another really cool thing, guys, by the way, man, I cannot speak, is the fact that False Strike and Hold Back's not, the fact that they don't kill mons is both beneficial and an intentional nerf, because the reason they boost accuracy instead of Power Punch only boosting attack and Raging Fury only boosting attack is because you cannot feint them on. So getting accuracy as well is fair, and it also it makes sense in my head because it's like, oh, they're kind of restraining themselves from killing them, so they're boosting they're taking time to focus and think, and so they're getting stronger, and it's kind of like the same logic as Power Punch, kind of, but also with accuracy in there. It's a cool little benefit of having them not be able to kill stuff, but you can be very creative with that. What you can do is you can use Battle Cry and drop so that drops attack and special attack by 2, which is great. Well, tons of mons get this. I actually considered making it a TM as well, but I ended up opting on not making it a TM just in the sense that it would be too strong as a TM. I think part of the balancing with Battle Cry is that you have to sacrifice a move slot for it, and then if you can't reteach it until the end of the game, so you're gonna have to keep that as your utility if you want to keep it. Versus just being able to slap that on and off on mons would make everything, you could literally just debuff everything in front of you and you would never have to worry about damage. So this is more fair. That being said, you can Battle Cry them 2 or 3 times. Probably just twice I would, even once have their attack and special attack, man. Battle Cry plus Intimidate, boom. That's all they're completely crippled. They can't touch you really. They're not doing much damage after that, after an Intimidate plus Battle Cry. Then the beautiful thing is, if you're using, because again, setup moves have nerfed PP, so you can only get 1 Swords Dance or 3 bulk ups at most, which is still plenty, don't get it twisted, but the benefit of having Hold Back or False Strike is that basically what you can do is send in your Kangaskhan, get an Intimidate off, Mega Evolve, get your expertise, Battle Cry once or twice, and then just spam one of these moves, and what you're going to do is you're going to ensure that you don't kill them. So they're just sitting there with -2, -3, -4 attack and special attack, and they're sitting there and they cannot touch you, and you are just getting boosts by clicking the move. You can, I think you can even get the +6 that method. Yeah, I might nerf the PP to 5, but I don't think it's necessary, personally. It might be, actually. I might do that right now. I'll do it after this video is uploaded. I'll nerf those to 5 because you can still PP max that to 8 and still, you're not using it to sweep an entire team. I just don't want people getting +6 like every single time with those moves. So it's more reasonable to have +5. 5 base power. That's all you need. You're using it for the boosts anyways. You're not using it for covers necessarily on most ones that get it. But that's a really cool little gimmick that you can do. It's actually, I wouldn't call it a gimmick. That's kind of making it sound bad. It's a very useful strategy you can do with the fact that they don't faint them on. You can just take advantage of that. So that's really cool. And then you still have your generic Raging Fury and excuse me, Power Trip. And again, that works. Sorry, Raging Fury, Power Punch, and that works with Power Trip. Those are all great things, right? Expertise, great ability for boosting your stats. Another great thing is the chances to boost your stats. Kangaskhan doesn't have too many of those. Actually, they may not have any. Yeah, they have none. Never mind. But there are a couple moves that do that, like Meteor Mash, and I can't think of any others right now. I'm tired, but there are more. Not relevant for Kangaskhan. So now we can move on to other uses of expertise besides the bypass and his 30 and all that crap, and besides the obvious stat boosting, which is what you're going to be using it most of the time for, and besides the obvious damage boost. You also have double flinch chances. Man, you got double flinch chances on your moves, and you have double, let's say, defense drop, special defense drop chances, or attack or special attack drop chances. So flinching is huge. You guys know it's huge. 100 base speed. I mean, it's not winning any awards, especially with all the speed, higher speed stats in the hack, but it's good. And it's probably for the better because any higher speed would make his thing just so ridiculous. And also, well, it also doesn't really make much sense to be higher than 100, but also it would just be overpowered because you can flinch everything to death. Also, let me talk about the flinching now, actually. So with expertise, Stomp is 70 base power stab, and that has a 51% overall chance to flinch when you hit twice. It doesn't, a lot of people might think that it just doubles, so it would become, like, for example, you might think it works like Slurring Grace, but that's not how probability works. It doesn't just double. You don't have a 60% chance. Like, for example, if you flip a coin twice, you don't have a 100% chance to hit heads, you know? It's a 50%, it's a 30% chance to flinch on one hit, 70% chance not to flinch on one hit, each hit. Hitting, you know, rolling the dice twice doesn't make the chance double. It makes the chance, you're just having the same odds again. However, because you're rolling it twice, you do have more odds to get it at least one of those times. And because this is a flinch, where if one of the two expertise hits flinches, then you're going to get the flinch. So it actually does work that way in this case, but it's not double. It's a pretty. I actually covered the formula in another change guide video, but I'll quickly do it again if you don't know how to do it. Basically, say you have a 30% move, 30% flinch move, right? And you want to see what the odds of that flinching. Let's say here's a good example. I'll use Dual Wing Beat, because that's a move that hits twice, so that can flinch. So Dual Wing Beat is a 50% chance to hit per flinch. Sorry, it's 15% chance to hit per flinch. Oh my god, I said it again. 15? Man, I'm tired. 15% chance to flinch per hit. There we go. So what that means is you have a 0.85% chance not to flinch, right? So what you're going to do is you're going to put 0.85 times, actually no, yeah, you can do squared, because essentially what you're doing is you're taking the chance that the effect doesn't happen and you're squaring it or cubing it to the number of hits. So let's say Icicle Spear, King's Rock hits with Skill Link or something would hit 5 times, or Fight Cannon with King's Rock Skill Link, or Tail Slap with King's Rock Skill Link, whatever. You're hitting 5 times. You would do 10, so that's a 10% chance to flinch, so which is a 0.9% chance not to flinch. You're going to do 0.9 to the 5th for the 5 hits, and then this is the chance that you don't. Basically, this is a percentage, so you're going to pretend that this is a percent. So 59% is a 59% chance that you don't flinch, meaning there's a 41% chance that you do flinch the opponent with a King's Rock Skill Link, as I'm sure a lot of you guys know that off the top of your head by now, but that applies to all the other stuff. So expertise, 30% chance to flinch becomes 51% if you do that formula. All right, so that's how I'm getting these numbers. I'm not pulling them out of my ass. So yeah, 51% chance to flinch with Stomp, Stab, 51% chance to flinch with Iron Head coverage, wherever that is. That's somewhere. Here it is. All right, so you have 50% chance to flinch with that. You've got a 51% chance to paralyze with body slam, which means you can paraflinch shit pretty reliably with like body slam plus rock slide plus your iron head. You can just hack shit to death. So yeah, rock slide, like I said, is also more reliable because it's only 90. I'll show you guys rock slide, 95. So you got 51% chance to flinch with that. Seismic Fist has a 51% chance to drop defense, so you drop defense over half the time. That's really useful. Freaking Fire Punch has I believe 18% chance to burn. Ice Punch has an 18% chance to freeze. Thunder Punch has 18% chance to paralyze with expertise. All of this stuff is really useful and great. Like I said, Iron has the 51% chance to flinch. Zen Headbutt, I believe, has 30% flinch rate now. Yes, it does. So that would also be 51% chance to flinch with Zen Headbutt. Aqua Tail as well, I believe. Yes, Aqua Tail as well. So Stone Edge as well. You know, so you got a lot of stuff there for flinching. Point is, you can a lot of your moves have a lot of your moves flinch half the time you use them, which is really strong. Another thing is you will oh, actually they do have a stat dropping move guaranteed. Sorry, they have Skirmish. So Skirmish is really cool in that it will drop their attack by 1. And so what you can do, I could have given them Breaking Swipe, but there wasn't enough room and also not enough need for it. Although I guess I could theoretically drop like False Strike for Breaking Swipe. I could. Actually, I have room in the move slots now because I had to remove Fight Art from Takedown, so there's actually is room here, so I will just throw Breaking Swipe at level 18 as well. Doesn't matter too much. You're not going to be getting Kangaskhan that early anyways, so you're just going to be spam learning a bunch of moves while you level up a million times while you rare candy it up. Where is also this link is getting changed. I always change the link somewhere. There it is. So after this video, I'm going to add this into the files, and then I'm also going to do something else that I said earlier that I forgot already. Oh, the hold back and False Strike PP will be dropped to 5 for each. So yeah, that's a lot of cool stuff you can do there. Breaking Swipe and Skirmish will both drop attack by 2 and are also pretty strong moves, so that's really useful. You also have Lunge, which will drop defenses twice, but it's non-stab, and then at level 60 you get Whiplash, which will drop defenses twice, which is just great because it's 85 base power. I can literally just show you guys, it's literally right here. Yeah, Whiplash will drop it by 1 and it's stab. So what that means is -1 defense, like I said earlier with Intimidate, -1 defense would be the same formula, it's just for defense. So it's a -1/3 drop. So what that means is your second Parental Bond, or I guess in this case Expertise hit for Whiplash is doing, hold on, what is it? What am I thinking of? 50, yeah, I got it. So I think I have the formula off the top of my head, but I'll just do it for you guys anyways. So Whiplash would be 85, and then you just times it by 1.3. Whiplash, what am I doing? Yo, 85 times 1.3. I am tired, man. 85 times 1.3. 110.5. So you might be thinking, oh, well, you gotta divide it by 4 because it's Expertise, so you're getting you're quartering your damage in the second hit. All right. So your second hit hits when they have -2 defense is my point. So you can add that onto 85, and you have a 112 base power on overall normal type move. And after the end of that use, you are also the opponent is also -2 defense. So that's great. And then you can use it. You know, you can use Whiplash again, and now they're -2 defense. So it's very useful, very strong with Whiplash and Lunge. The only downside is, I believe the first hit is not that strong. I mean, 112 is strong. I don't know what I'm saying, but did I do that right? Yeah, 1.33 divided by 4. I'm not crazy. And you add on to 85. For some reason, I thought it was lower, but that makes more sense. Yeah, 113. So it's like same power like Surging Strikes and shit. Obviously, it doesn't crit, but yeah, it drops the defenses, and you can use that with other moves. Oh, another really cool thing with Expertise is Skull Bash. Oh man, Skull Bash is sick. So I love the way I buff Skull Bash. It's such a cool move now. So what it does is you can use Power Up and just instantly get a 130 base power move with +1 attack, +1 defense, +1 accuracy, which is great, and it doesn't mess with Hustle. So Hustle mounted Skull Bash is just godlike. I mean, you guarantee that you don't miss the actual Skull Bash itself, and then you don't miss any of your attacks after using Skull Bash because you get the +1 accuracy. So it's great. But this is not a Hustle Mon, but it's still great because you get Expertise. So what you can do is, well, you can also just run plain old Power Herb, Intimidate Kangaskhan with Skull Bash, or just whatever. It's good on base Kangaskhan because it's stab and it's strong. But with expertise, yes, I understand you can't run a you cannot run a Power Herb, but you're bulky enough with the Intimidate boost and the 105, 110 bulk pure normal type. You're bulky enough to charge up your head on the first turn and get your defense boost, which means you're taking physical hits. So let's say you can't use it against a super strong mon, obviously, but you're sitting in front of a mon with like a good physical attack stat. You can intimidate it and then use Skull Bash, charge it up, take the hit. Then the second hit, you're getting 130 base power. You're hitting again for 25% extra. And then you're getting plus, you're actually getting +1 attack and +1 accuracy after the first Skull Bash. Let me do the math there really quick. So 130 times 1.5 for +1 attack divided by 4 plus 130. So overall your Skull Bash is 180 base power over the course of 2 turns, and then you're getting the defense boost. You only get 1 defense boost because you get the defense boost before you attack, so it doesn't boost that effect. But it's you don't really need. It's still great. So you get basically after using a Skull Bash, you get +1 defense, +2 attack, +2 accuracy, and that can again be used with Power Trip right afterwards, and you can just kill everything. That's an exaggeration. You cannot kill everything. You are still 100 base speed. You're gonna have to use priority or speed support with like webs or something, which is actually pretty common now because a lot of the bugs, or especially the early game bugs, have webs now. But regardless, it's not insta winning. Trust me, it's a lot easier said than done. But again, it's still great. Very fun, very cool, very strong mon, both pre-mega and mega. Like I said, the raw power of Instinct base Kango with the boosting item should not be underestimated. It's stronger than Mega Kango with the choice band, but that's not factoring in the expertise boosting capabilities with all of these kinds of moves. Another thing that expertise does, it also has double effect with dropping stats, not just defense, like I said, with Whiplash or attack with Skirmish, but also speed. So Grass Knot, Low Kick, Bulldoze, Rock Tomb, Icy Wind, all those moves drop speed by 1 now, and so you're getting -2 speed after using them, which is really useful, especially for this mon because of the speed stat is 100 base 100. You can use that to outspeed them the next turn, especially even if they're super fast. Although you could probably do it with -1, but it's still very useful. Like I said, double chances to burn, double chances to poison on Sludge Bomb and Gunk Shot. I believe Gunk Shot 50 is 50%, so that would be like I'm not even sure, 50. What am I doing? Wait, 50 to the 50 to the. Am I stupid? How did I do? My bind is so scattered right now. It's high, man. It's like 70 something, but I just did it earlier. I literally just explained it. Why am I blanking on how to do it? This will be a test for those of you who are listening this far. You can calculate it because I know how to do it. My brain is just kind of right now, so I'm blanking. I'm sure you guys know that feeling. I literally just showed you guys how to do it, so it's not like I forgot. Yeah, a lot of other great additional effects too. Like I said, flinches, like play rough attack drop ×2 is 50% chance to drop attack ×2. It wouldn't be 100, but it would be very high, about 70 or 80% total chance to drop attack. Special defense drops and defense drops are not reliable, but they're still good and high and strong. You have reliable recovery and slack off, which is great because you're bulky. Belly Drum is super great with quick attack and sucker punch. And Power Trip, if you want to do that. I think that would be what? +6 attack is 20. Yeah, you get 140 base Power Trip instantly with Belly Drum. Z Belly Drum on base Kango is very nice. With Intimidate, you don't even need to run the Mega because you don't need the attack boost or anything. You can just use base Kango with Z Belly Drum or Belly Drum plus Citrus Berry or something and just go to town. Very useful move indeed. And again, you got good bulk. You can just click quick attack and sucker punch and kill shit. I believe that's about it. Nothing too much else to cover with them. You got Double Edge, which has 50% chance to drop defense, which with expertise is like super high. Again, like I said, 70 something, 80 something. Very strong move. A couple of cons of expertise is moves like Superpower and Giga Impact are not great because you are dropping your stats but twice. They're getting -4 attack after Superpower, or -4 attack after Giga Impact. Not ideal, but that's why I'll use that with Instinct or Intimidate instead. Especially because last thing I'll cover is mixed probability. It's niche, but say for example you got a mild natured or a rash natured Mega Kangaskhan or something. You can really put that into work, and you can run mixed sets to bypass. Let's say you're fighting a team and they have really physically bulky mons, you can, you know, and like it's like in competitive where you run a set to blast past a check. Say for example, Nidoking in comp usually runs special sets because I mean that's a whole rant, but it can slap on superpower to like kill Blissey or something, for example, in competitive. Similar idea, only the other way around. So you can use Hyper Beam, 160 base power, stab move, 90 base special attack. If you get an instinct boost with special attack, which is pretty easy to do, swap it in, get instinct, mega, get intimidate, click Hyper Beam, kill something with, you know, with uninvested even is strong. It's very strong even uninvested. And then also your stab moves, so your coverage moves are much stronger on the special side in terms of elementalism. Elementalism is not a word, but it is. Oh, another cool thing is that Water Pulse has a 15% chance to boost all your stats by 1, like Ancient Power, but I actually forget 15, 27. Yeah, this is the 27% chance overall with expertise to boost all your stats by 1, which is very high, and that works with Power Trip too if you want to go that route. That's kind of cheesy in my opinion, but if you want to do it, you can. Nobody's stopping you. I think that's about it in terms of ability. Things to use with the ability. Also, strength in close combat, drop your defenses twice, which is actually even worse than the Hyper Beaming superpower effects. You can still use them if you know that you're going to kill whatever's in front of you. You can still click those moves, but I would recommend using Double Edge or Whiplash or no return actually anymore, because that was another thing. I removed the TM for return because Body Slam is 90 base power, Retaliate is 95 base power. You don't need return anymore, and I prefer the drawbacks or the advantages because 90 base power with 30% chance to flinch versus 95 base power. It's a TM. It's much more widespread, and it becomes fucking insane when something just fainted on your team or their team. So that's really cool. I would prefer to use those moves, and then you have Double Edge and Strength for stronger pure physical normal type moves and Giga Impact. I think Return was too strong to really be a justifiable downside. There's no downside. Even if it was late game, I mean, you're still probably going to click that over Strength most of the time, unless your Mon is killing everything in one hit, which granted it might be doing, but point is Return, bye-bye. Lame move anyways. It's not like the Sword and Shield bullshit where a lot of mons just don't have strong normal type moves now, because they do, trust me. And I think you will appreciate being forced to use cooler moves like Body Slam and Retaliate, which are buffed, and also arguably better than Return anyways, despite the raw damage output of Return. So yeah, it's just really cool to have that. And mons will still be getting Return by level up. A couple of mons, like Lopunny, will still get it by level up. I was considering giving it to like Blissey and some other like pure normal types that make sense for it, but mons will still get it by level up. It's not completely deleted or anything. It's just not a TM anymore. It could even work on Kangaskhan, but the thing is, they don't need the power boost. They don't need the 102 base power guaranteed move. So that's why I didn't give it to them. I think that is it. Like I said, special coverage is much stronger because you have 80 base power fire. You have 75 base power fire fang or 80 base power fire punch, but you have 90 base power T-Bow, Ice Beam, Flamethrower, and then 120 base power Thunder, Blizzard, Fire Blast. So you know your coverage is stronger in terms of Bolt Beam and stuff, and fire moves. Your fire moves are all stronger on the special side, so that's another benefit of expertise. Sorry, instinct special attack boost and the 90 base special attack. That's another advantage. I believe I've covered about everything, y'all. Sorry for a little bit of rants, but I think it was a welcome explanation for most things, and I also am happy to be back. I can work on stuff now. I was also busy with work. Like I had started my new job, and then I had to do a bunch of stuff with just going back, and it gets so much more tedious than you guys think because the fucking PK 3DS is so annoying. You have to like manually change everything, so I have to go back and look through every mon and reformat their TMs and re-toggle, because again, when I swap the TMs around, I'm swapping the TM order as well. So like for example, let's go back up real quick. Wherever the hell it was. Yeah, here, like this used to be substitute. I moved, another change, substitute is earlier because you can use substitute with like Home Claws or Agility now, which is cool early game. Originally I had substitute at this point because it's just the same level as all the other setup moves, but this works as well. So I moved substitute back for balancing reasons, and that let me put, like for example, bulk up used to be TM62 technically in the last version or whatever, in the older, before I put the change in. And now I have to re-toggle all the compatibility on every single mon I've done so far just for that. And also TM06 is Earthquake now, so instead of getting Earthquake before Po Town and Guzma, you're getting Earthquake after Nanu, which is much more balanced and fair in my opinion, because you have Seismic Fist, you have Stomping Tantrum, you have High Horsepower, you have Bulldoze, you have all these much better physical moves. Earthquake is 100% power, no drawbacks, so I think that being locked into Aether Foundation is fair. And nothing will really miss having Earthquake that early because they all get Seismic Fist or some other physical strong move, the drill run, etc. Yeah. And now I can add Play Rough and want takedown as TM, so that's really cool. Point is though, it's just super tedious to have to like, because this was TM return. Oh my god, dude, there's gonna like, I'm trying my hardest, but like it's so easy to miss. It's literally, guys, like when you open a PK Radius, it's literally just taking boxes for the TM. So it's so easy to, and it's just text. It's just text in boxes. So it's so easy to accidentally click the wrong box or to miss a box or something with fucking 100 billion mons, you know. So it's so easy to just click the wrong button and accidentally give something Earthquake, because now everything used to have return. Now I have to go and manually unclick TM06, unclick TM64 for most mons because this used to be substitute. So only the mons that have woke up can have it. It's a whole tedious process I had to do, and then I had to reassign Play Rough and reassign TM40 substitute to everything as well. It was just a whole thing. Also, TM that I removed was Aerial Ace, because beforehand fucking everything on the planet got Aerial Ace, but I've been re-envisioning it as like they literally have to fly in the air and slash you. You know, they fly in the air and they cut, they slash, they swipe, whatever it is. You know, they're attacking from the air. And because of that, there was like 5 mons so far. It was like Crobat and then the birds and then some levitating mons that got Aerial Ace now, and it just was not worth it as a TM. Although it is a much better move now. It's 655 base power, but it is +2 priority and it cannot miss with hustle. So that's a really great option to have now, but I've just made it level up because there was not enough mons that were going to get Aerial Ace anymore to justify it being a TM anymore. And I figured there's much more useful ways to have that, because like I said, fucking everything on the planet was getting takedown and Play Rough as level up moves, and I was like, all right, that's kind of a sign for me to just make it a TM at that point. And that makes much more sense because it's logically less of a reach for things to get that move by TM versus by level up. It's a little bit odd for some mons, I would say. So now, and that's also why more stuff is Play Rough now. Way more stuff is Play Rough than they had by level up. Tons of stuff. Some notable ones I'll just quickly touch over that are really going to take advantage of it that didn't get it before by level up. Freaking crap. Eradicate already got it by level up. There was something. There was a couple of the Pikachu's already got it by level up. Sandslash gets it by level up now. Sorry, by TM. So the Sandslash has got it. Nidos with Sheer Force, great coverage on the Nidos with Play Rough. What else is like relevant addition that got it that didn't get it before? Golduck, it's useful on Golduck. Orcanon already got it. Poliwrath got it, useful coverage. Just a couple more. Rapidash already got it by level up. And Slowbro got it, just a niche little, I mean, it's 95 attack, it's not great, but it's, you know, on Mega Slowbro especially, and even base Slowbro, it's good coverage. Especially because they don't get special fairy coverage, only, you know, Slow King gets Dazzling Gleam, but Slowbro doesn't get special fairy coverage, so it's useful, for sure, to have, like, Play Rough on them, and it's a strong move. Dodrio, sorry, oh yeah, Farfetch gets it, but a really relevant one is super relevant. Reckless Dodrio gets Play Rough, and then Reckless Hitmonlee gets Play Rough. Hitmons get it because of what's it called? We get it because of Tyrogue. So all 3 get Play Rough, which is nice coverage. And then also Marowaks both get Play Rough now, which is nice for Headstrong. So yeah, that's about it. A couple more random stuff. A couple things got takedown that didn't get it before, like Crobat has takedown now, which is good physical coverage for it. Tangrowth has takedown, which is a nice option over Superpower Brick Break, because you have Regenerator, you can just swap out off the recoil. A couple other random stuff got takedown, but yeah, Victory Bell, that's a big one. Didn't get anything to really touch steals physically before that at all. It had like nothing actually physically yet to touch steals, so now it has good stuff to touch steal types physically with takedown, so that's cool. And it also buffs because the special sets were kind of arguably better because it had Earth Power and 115 base special attack. Now you can be even more inclined to run physical Victory Bell with just the addition of takedown is enough to justify it. So yeah, I think that's about it, y'all. Sorry, this one's very off topic, but I figured for those of you who are like really invested in the server and like the little changes I'm doing, it might be beneficial to just hear this now instead of me typing it out in a message. It's more fun for me to just talk about it. So yeah, thanks guys for listening. And like I said, Kangaskhan's super strong, not overpowered or anything, but very useful, very strong. Base Kangaskhan's great. I've covered about everything, so thanks guys.